Hey guys, I'm Colleen. I'm a person. I like to read and I like to write, but I do whatever on this channel. And today, first order of business. I said I would get that haircut and I got it. The next order of business, I would love to take credit, but this is all my sister. I don't know if she heard that I was in a reading slump, but ever the problem solver, she decided that I would be more inclined to read more if it was pretty. I used to always just get the plain ones, like a plain blue or plain lilac. This one she got everything. She got an insert for it, and I did get just like dark romance related stickers for it. Here is what I did. I just put that in, and look, it spins. It's a little cat with a moving booty, and it's magnetic, so you can just pop this off. This is also magnetic because sometimes you do not want the front of it. And she even got me this insert. There's Shrek over there, and I don't know if you've watched Over the Garden Wall ever, but it's a really good series. Promise you, it's good. It's very Halloween-y without being too spooky, but it's a vibe. It's definitely a vibe. And there's a frog there called Jason Thunderburger, and looks like that frog. And oddly enough, there's another frog down here. It's Kermit. And just some random stuff. It says emotional support Kindle. And different tropes appear, and yeah, it's so cool. It's so cool. I was freaking out, and it's so nice of her. I'm definitely more encouraged, so I would say that it worked. It's so pretty, and the stickers are matte. Books are actually not the topic of today's video. I have still been reading manhwa, so I'm going to talk about that because I have stumbled upon a few historical manhwas that are a little bit different from the norm. Regression, reincarnation, what's the other Jesus, there's 3 of them. It's always like the same blueprint, the same pattern for these stories, right? It's usually like a child care-ish manhwa, a doting family, and all that. So I was just getting a bit tired of it. But I stumbled upon, I'm going to talk about 3 at the moment that I really, really like and would recommend. The first one is How to Be a Dark Hero's Daughter. It's recently been continued. I think the author was dealing with some health issues, so it was on hiatus for a long time. And I'm so glad that I only found out about this series now, because now that it's being continued again, I don't have to wait as long as everyone else did. I'm so glad that the author is doing better now, and I believe, to my knowledge, they recovered. It follows the basic earmarks of reincarnation. She starts again as a child. She is adopted by like a grand duke or whatever. The difference with this is she doesn't really have an advantage because although she was reincarnated into a story that she read before, she didn't really remember much because the MC, her regular person, that version of her, she was ill. So the book that she read, she didn't get to finish it. So when she was transported into this book, she didn't really have that much of an advantage to the point where she would know her way around. But she does have, spoilers by the way, like a number of visions that clues her into what is happening. What I like about this is she's a bit of a mini Sherlock. There are arcs of different mystery type things that they have to solve, and her adoptive father now has to solve these crimes. He's like basically like the Dark Lord / Sherlock of that world, and basically it's his job to figure out the crimes, punish those who committed the crime, and all that. And so this girl becomes the mini Sherlock because she helps solve the crimes through these visions. And it's so interesting because apart from having these visions, she's just like a really, really smart mini-me of the dad. because she has great deduction anyway. Even if she didn't get those visions and she doesn't have much to go on, she's really smart, and I like that they keep solving these crimes. And it's just, I haven't seen that in a while. A deviation from the typical isekai reincarnation plot. It's a bit different, and I really like the art as well. She's so cute. She's like a little Anya from Spy Family. I really liked it. It's not done yet. As I said, it's just been restarted. It's just the hiatus has recently ended. The second one is called Your Majesty, Please Spare Me This Time. These manhwa titles are so long, but I kind of love it. I kind of live because you kind of know what's going to happen based off of the title alone. I guess that's kind of the point to urge more readers. This is done. This series, it's done, but I haven't finished it yet, full disclosure. But so far, it's really good. There's so many twists. What I am liking about it, and what most people, based on the forums, like about it, is that the MC is not really the most reliable narrator. She loves her family, and her family, spoilers, was killed in the previous life by this tyrant, this emperor character. And yeah, so she restarts her life at 12, thinking that she was going to get all this chance to not really have a revenge plot, but just survive, save her family this time in this life. But as the story unfolds, you sort of notice a lot of cracks in the story. Like, a lot of little nuggets of information are released, and she kind of figures it out that the family that she adored and was blindly trusting was not the most trustworthy family to begin with. And she starts to sort of empathize with what the tyrant was actually going through. It's just a perfect example of, you don't know the whole story at all times. There's always a different perspective that you don't know about, or side of the situation that you don't know about. And yeah, it's so interesting. And whenever I think I can predict what's gonna happen, it's not it. And it's just, the twists are outrageous. I'm a third of the way done. I really recommend it. It takes a while to get used to the art style, because their features are pretty like petite, even the guys in this manhwa, but the art does improve as the chapters go on, and I really like that about it. And yeah, it's not ugly, but it's just, it takes some getting used to. Sometimes you stare at something and you're sort of shocked at the features and the anatomy. It's pretty, but it gets even prettier later on. Highly recommend. The last one, I read a lot of it, and then I caught up with the chapters that have been released. Series is not done yet, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people know about it because it's been making rounds on like TikTok and all the social media. It's called The Broken Ring, and again, it's a regression, I think. This one is a little bit more for an older audience. There's explicit content. There are more brutal, heavier themes to it. So yeah, just keep that in mind. It was not, the first two were like fun and fresh, but this one is a bit more heavy. So the MC repeats her life. Her past life was absolute shit, and basically she was used and abused by the former prince or king that she was married to. When she repeats her life, she wants to steer clear of that guy, so she marries a different guy who doesn't really at first love her. But yeah, it's just so intricate that they slowly fall in love again. And there are some spoilers, there are some clues that make it clear that more than one of the characters, more than just the MC, remembers the past. And yeah, it's just, you get to know the motivations of each character as time goes on, like the ML. At first, you think that the new ML, the ML in the current life, the main ML, is a bit of a douchebag. But as time goes on, you sort of I mean, it doesn't make it right that he was like neglectful and stuff, but you sort of see where he's coming from, that he was constantly ignored at that time, and he was a bit shocked and worried because he was the only one who was falling in love, so he just panicked and did all sorts of shit because he was not prepared to fully dive into. It's a very nuanced plot. It doesn't dump everything onto you all at once about like the past life and everything. It sort of reveals it as the chapters go on. It doesn't just info dump like everything. This is all that happened in that life. It's a good story, I think, for mature audiences only. Don't read it if you are not old enough. The plot is there. It's not like a fully hee hee ha ha, no plot, no nothing, just all fluff kind of a story. It's more complicated than that, which is what I like about it. Those are the 3 manhwas that I've been reading right now. I really recommend checking them out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to. If you have any recommendations, tell me, because if they're good, I want to read it. And yeah, bye.